Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Who remembers the BJ and Bill Show all those years ago on WOLZ? Well, many have said they missed the show, and guess what? They're back. Welcome to the BJ and Bill podcast.
Welcome to BJ and Bill, the podcast, a part of the Podcast Playground Network. And we ask you to review this podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. 5-star review, much appreciated as we are ready to kick off episode, I can't even believe this, episode 71.
Crazy. It really is crazy. I know. But here we are, 70. Who knew? Who knew we'd get this far?
Well, I'm feeling old. You know what I mean?
Well, my birthday's coming up at the end of the month here, so I got a little bit of time left in me. So it's okay. How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. I would like to start out the podcast, if I may.
Yes.
By wishing the transplant organization in Fort Myers my sympathy. One of our good friends, Glenn Harris, passed away just a few days ago. So,
oh dear.
Whenever someone with a transplant, that's kind of in the group that we know passes away,
right?
It's kind of a really, I don't know. I think because you're a transplant patient.
Sure.
It's a kick in the it's a kick in the ass to you because you're going, because we all struggle with issues because of transplantation.
Right.
And when one of us leaves, it's a burden to all of us. It's kind of fun. I don't know how to explain it, but so I want to wish.
You have a community, you have a group together, kind of an extended family sort of a thing. Yeah.
So Tree, I want to wish you condolences on your husband. And wish you all, the best. And my heart goes out to you. And there, I just wanted to get that and kick off the show. Not a good note, but, I thought it was needed to be done.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. I had a couple of questions there, but they're kind of.
Well, you could.
Well, was his passing related to his transplant?
90% of people with transplants, you got to say, it's related because your immune system goes down to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So things you can catch, things that go on, so it's, and the longer you go with a transplant, it seems like the more little items that come up in your health and things like that.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say it was it was transplant related, but I don't think, it really had anything to do with the actual transplant, if that makes sense. Not the organ. Let's just say that.
Okay.
I don't think it had
Okay.
anything to do with the organ that was transplanted.
Might have been some peripheral sort of related thing.
But it was related things because of your immune system and other things that factor into the whole equation.
And yet here you are trucking along. So.
And I feel very blessed. It's been almost in March, it'll be 21 freaking years, baby.
We those who were there remember it like it was yesterday. Yes, we do. I mean, I shouldn't say that. You were the one that went through it, obviously, but I have very vivid memories of that day, that week, all of it. So yeah, it was amazing stuff. 21 years. Holy mackerel, Batman.
And I remember when I got it, they said the average life expectancy for a transplant, heart transplant patient is 5 years.
5 years. Yeah, but I remember this story. This is how ingrained it is in my brain. I remember you telling the story of how you asked your transplant people, like, how long do they live? How long do you live and blah, blah, blah. And I remember you telling the story of how they told you, well, you're going to tell us because you're like one of the youngest people to have a transplant and you don't have other issues. You don't, you're not dying of something else. So here you are.
Yep. Now, I will say this, and it's kind of cool because, like I say, the transplant anti-rejection drugs is what really messes people up.
Right.
And like a lot of kids, now, believe it or not, kids have transplants at birth nowadays. Pretty much you're born and just a little while later, you're getting a heart transplant, kidney transplant,
Wow.
whatever you may need. And a lot of times when you're that young and that small and that, I guess, not developed yet, the anti-rejection drugs in a lot of cases are not that important. A lot of times the new organ will like mix right in to your system. So the way I have heard, or the way I take it, that you never worry about, taking those anti-rejection drugs that have so many complications down the road.
That's it. I would have, you kind of think that's possible, that a little itty bitty baby, that maybe their immune system is still like turning on or whatever it does shortly after being born. So yeah, that's very cool. That's very good. So
that's why you take the anti-rejection drugs, because it's after you put this foreign thing in your body that it's not used to, your body wants to fight it off and kill it.
Right.
But you're going, no, don't kill it. I need that thing to keep alive.
Go kill other stuff. Go kill those cold germs or whatever. But this thing is good. Yes. So there you go. Okay. So there's another piece of the story. Yeah. It's, I talked to my lady friend over at St. Augustine. She has been down for the count all week. I mean, I've relayed this story before. She lives with her daughter, and at the moment she's living with daughter and grandkids. So it's a, big house full of people coming and going all the time, kids going to school and son-in-law going to work and all that stuff. So anyway, she suspects that one of the kids brought something home from school, and she was miserable for the past week and sounded it when I would talk to her on the phone. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, I am in this little, bat cave of an apartment here all by myself in Gainesville, Florida. I'm loving life, thinking I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy to just stay here and stay healthy. I'm a healthy guy anyway, but yes, I get it. So anyway,
and there's some, if I watch Facebook and, friends on Facebook, sounds like there's some really wicked crud out there right now.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, and not to just one more story and then we'll move along, because I don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer here today, but my neighbor who lives in the apartment literally right behind me, an elderly couple, retired university professor, not from Gainesville of all places. He's in the hospital right now, in fact. And I talked to the wife last night when she got home. And he's got the same thing. He's, this upper respiratory coughings, feeling miserable kind of thing that apparently is making the rounds. So anyway, stay healthy out there, folks. Eat good, take a vitamin C now and then, stay healthy.
The new year is here, and ServiceTitan wants to help plumbing, HVAC, and electrical business owners get off to a fast start. Right now, get 2 free months of ServiceTitan, the leading all-in-one software for the trades, plus a $1,000 gift card. Partners typically see a 17% revenue increase in the first 2 years and a 9% increase in average ticket size. Business owners, sign up by January 31st and get 2 free months, plus a $1,000 gift card. Start growing with ServiceTitan.com. ServiceTitan.com.
Wish I would have ate good last night.
Healthy would have been good last night, or?
Well, I don't think it's the food, although we've had this argument before.
This would be you and your spouse, yes?
Yes, we went out last night and we enjoyed, once again, cauliflower wings, as they call them.
Oh man, I hear you. Go ahead, tell us the story of cauliflower wings.
Well, it's just like, they do everything they do with the regular wing.
That's the point, doggone it. The thing that they are swapping out, the chicken for the cauliflower, is the most nutritious, most healthy part of the dish. You're having the wings with the batter and the sauce and everything that would come on the chicken. It doesn't make them any better.
What? Well, wait a minute.
You just feel better about yourself. I get it.
In my defense,
yes,
the wife and I split in an order of the cauliflower buffalo wings, as they call them.
Yes.
And we shared 10 regular wings. So I got some of the regular wings.
Good for
with
you.
The sauce. And
Good
some
for
of the
you.
cauliflower wings with the sauce.
All right, fine. I mean, I hear you. So So what are you saying? You went home and your stomach tried to tell you not so fast, or what?
Well, no, that's not the story. I might as
Okay.
well tell the rest of the story, as
Yeah,
Paul Harvey would
please,
say.
please.
So the wife had a couple cocktails,
Oh, okay.
and I was going, dear, why are you drinking cocktails here at the restaurant? They're going to cost you 5 times what you can pay if you just drink them at home.
Yes. I mean, I get it.
So, I'm being the grumpy husband, which
The
I
cheap,
shouldn't be.
grumpy husband.
I'm the
Yes.
grumpy husband. And so when we got home, just to show her, I said, watch this. I'm going to drink a quarter of what you drank and pay a quarter for it. So I had a rum and Coke with probably 2 or maybe 3 shots of rum in the Coke.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
it was much more fun watching the Globes and the last football game of the day.
Right. How you're feeling this morning?
I need more sleep. That's why we're starting this podcast about a half hour late.
We did start a little bit late, but that's okay. No worries. I was actually up a little early this morning for me. I mean, I'm not saying I'm, out of bed at the crack of dawn here, but I was up a little bit early for myself this morning. I don't know about you. We're not too far away down the highway here, but here in Gainesville, gray, cold, out there. It just looks like winter in Cleveland up there. It's just not pretty, not a pretty sight out here. So I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I follow the weather here, and not really Gainesville, but
No.
here in Central Florida, by outside Orlando.
Right.
And I also watch the weather where we all came from.
Right.
Fort Myers.
Right.
Always, in the wintertime, 5 to 10 degrees difference.
Oh, sure.
And I curse every time I look at the temperature in Fort Myers. What in the hell did you move? My dad always said, move north of the Caloosahatchee. You're going to get cold. Dad, you were so right. Because we're not that far north of the Caloosahatchee, but we're a hell of a lot colder.
And you're in the middle of the state too. I mean, so am I, but it's an hour to the coast either direction for both of us. And so, yeah, I mean, the beach areas, they're a little warmer. It's the water. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I do know a few of them, but I'm not a meteorologist by profession. So anyway, there you go.
The sad thing is, when you live by the coast,
yes,
it is cooler in the summer. It is warmer in the winter.
Might be.
But when you're in the central part of the state, it's colder in the winter.
Right.
And hotter in the summer.
I think that's the normal. I think that's the normal weather pattern. I think like we said, the beach area might moderate things. Do we have to get Jim Sion on with us? Is that what you're saying? Do we have to get like a weatherman on with us to explain this?
Maybe Dave Roberts, because the last time when we tried to get Jim Sion on,
that's right. He ghosted us. That's right.
Yeah.
He ditched us. Yeah. All right. So we'll find a weather person somewhere to explain all this to. Not that I care. It's just the same. I was actually out. I did go out with some other humans, with a bunch of other humans. As we record this, it's a Monday. So last Thursday, my local pickleball group, club, whatever, had its annual kind of Christmas mixer thing, which was super fun. We all bring a snack, and people, brought hot chocolate and stuff. So we play pickleball, but it's an excuse to get together and drink and all of that. And some guy actually brought his little gas-powered outdoor fire pit, which was beautiful. It was wonderful. I mean, because it was chilly out there. It was really chilly, but it was so nice to be out. See, now there was some people that we were together with people, but I didn't catch anything. Knock on wood, I didn't catch anything. So yeah, all good.
Okay.
We
were just talking about babies too.
We were the other day.
Babies can start feeling pain about 2 weeks before they're born.
Wow. How do you know that?
I don't know how they know that. I'm just reading what they said this study had shown.
Babies.
And how do you study that? Do you
you can't ask them.
When did you start feeling pain? Oh, I was up there I think it was about 2 weeks before I popped out. I started feeling some discomfort when Mom would push on her belly, And then when I came out that hole, oh my God, that was the most traumatic thing that ever happened to me in my life. I never want to go through that again.
Spiritually, psychically, and all of that stuff. Yes, the trauma of being born is one of the great traumas of anybody's life. I get it. Yes.
My little head squeezed. And
squeezed right through.
And it squeezed, and I'm like, oh my God, it was so tight. And I thought my head was going to just explode because and then all of a sudden, somebody kept going, push. I'm like, no, don't push.
And then bam, it was cold, bright lights, people I've never seen before.
I thought I was in the movies. Lights, action, camera.
Welcome to the world.
And then I did see a man there with the camera, but as soon as I popped out, for some reason, he fell asleep right away and he was on the floor sleeping.
Yes, all true. All terribly, totally true, I suppose. But still, we managed to go through life. And 70 years later, here we are. What's up with that? I don't get it. I don't know.
Don't be saying 70. You're 65. I'm 68. Don't be saying 70.
No. I corrected you on this last time. At the end of the month, I will be 67. I will.
Oh
be
my God!
You're
an old fart. You're an old fart.
Here's to old fart.
I'm 68.
Slurping my coffee.
I'll be 69 in May.
69 in May. Yeah.
And feeling fine.
There you go. Boy, when you turn 70, what's going to be up with that? That's
going to be a party just if I can make it.
Sign me up. I'm there already. We got a year and a couple of months to go on. I'll put it on my calendar.
Well, we started out with some depressing news. We want to continue the depressing news.
I have a feeling I know where it's going to go. So yeah, go for it. Let's see what we can do.
I love the Bucks.
Yes.
I am happy that they're in the playoffs.
I don't know why you're depressed.
If the way they played the last 2 weeks, I'll just say this. They should not be in anything called the playoffs.
Right.
But they played terrible 2 weeks in a row, and they won 1 week. That's just because
they were
Carolina played so bad.
Right.
And
so the news is they're playing Philadelphia, who you would normally go, ooh, ow. But Philadelphia, the Eagles have been terrible the past few weeks. Terrible.
So I guess the fight will be to see who is the most terrible.
Who sucks less, basically, is who sucks less.
Who sucks most.
Right. And it's the Monday night game, so the whole world gets to watch. It's the only game. I mean, well, of course, they're the only games now that we're into the playoffs. You don't have any competition, but it's the Monday night football game. So I don't know. Is it in? I don't know this because I haven't been paying that much attention. In Tampa or in Philly? Probably in Philly.
I couldn't tell you either.
I couldn't either. So, okay.
But yeah.
So you're depressed. So, okay. So this is the chance where you get to say, oh, I'm just bummed out. Do not talk to me about bummed out. Do not talk to me about depressed. You didn't have to sit through that Jaguars game that I had to sit through yesterday. All you got to do is beat a 4-win team. A 4-win team. I mean, they're not bad. They don't suck. But you did yesterday, Trevor Lawrence. And all right, I'm not going to give him a break, but I'm going to say, all right, maybe he wasn't fully recovered. He had that shoulder thing. He had some stuff going on. But if you can't play, put in the backup, for God's sakes. They were terrible. He threw two interceptions, missed the touchdown by, trying to stretch out like what he does with that big, tall long arm of his thing. And so my Jaguars went from winning like the first, I don't know, they were like what, 8-1 or something to start this. Don't quote me on that. I know, I'm just so bummed out about it now. They started the season great and they just fell flat on their faces. So there you go.
Actually, they got lucky because now I'm back to the Bucks.
Right.
Panthers scored a touchdown, although the ball was knocked out of his hand just before it went over the goal line. And then, of course, the Buccaneers picked up on that. So they could have been at the 1 yard line, but no, they fumbled there as they went across the line.
Right.
Bucks got the ball.
Right.
And so that saved a touchdown. And there was another touchdown that was pretty much saved also. So the Bucks should have lost that game, but luckily they got, the flip of the coin going their way.
And the other team that I care about, my Cleveland Browns, lost to Cincinnati. They didn't. I'm pretty sure they didn't play any big starters. I think they were already in. There was nothing that was going to change about their postseason setup, their position in the playoffs. So I'm pretty sure they didn't really make it a big try hard kind of a thing in Cincinnati. So Cleveland lost to Cincinnati. Does not matter. Cleveland starts off the wild card. They are the first wild card game on Saturday against Houston. So that should be interesting.
And Miami, they went down yesterday, but they will still go to the playoffs.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the last game of the season was against Buffalo, and guess who they're playing first in the playoffs? Buffalo. So, yeah, but it's in Buffalo, which everybody says is going to be like. Actually, if you watched the game last night, they were talking about the weather because apparently, for those of us not in Florida, there's a big winter storm out there, and it's like shutting down basically the northern. I was not going to say northern half. More of that. There's a big storm that's shutting down a lot of the country out there, and they said that it's actually going to be colder in Kansas City when the Chiefs play than it will be in Buffalo. So yeah, it's going to be weird out there. But anyway, it's all coming next week. You'll hear about it next show.
And I really think too that when Floridians go north, it's harder than when Northerners come south for the first time.
Sure.
And you're trying to play football in 75-degree humid weather.
Probably.
I don't know how they play it when the football season first begins. I don't even know how anybody can play football in that weather, but
in Tampa or Miami when it's like 95 degrees and 110% humidity and all of that. Yeah, I don't. That's
at least
terrible.
Now it's a little cooler in Florida, so it won't be too bad. But who knows if they'll even play any games in Florida?
Oh, will there be any play? Well, there won't be any in Jacksonville. That's for darn sure.
And they won't kick it. And I don't think they kick it off. I think
no,
Miami's on the road, and I also believe Tampa's on the road.
Now you're gonna make me look. NFL.com. All right, let's see the schedule here. All right, schedule. Yes. All right, so can I get to the first week? Wild card weekend. Here we go. All right, first game. Cleveland. Oh, Cleveland is at Houston. That kind of sucks. I thought we would get a home game out of that. Dolphins are at Kansas City. Steelers are at Buffalo. Green Bay is in Dallas. Okay, and then the LA Rams are at Detroit. And then the Tampa Bay game is in Tampa.
Oh, so maybe you have a chance then.
Maybe you got a chance, big boy.
Not much, but maybe a chance.
Yeah. There you go.
They played anything like they played. And you know what? Baker's still going to be. I mean, it was kind of sad to watch him play because he limped off.
I saw that.
Here, they'd have to switch, and here he'd go limping to the sidelines.
Yeah. He was beat up big time.
And then his ribs were in pain, so.
I don't know what he's going to, we'll see. All
I'll
right,
tell you one thing, this guy wouldn't be playing if his ribs were bruised and his legs were sore. I'd say, hell with this stuff. I'm I'm sitting down. You play whoever that young little whippersnapper over there is, because I'm done for this.
He is less than half your age, so that's okay. I mean, and he's getting, good. Well, I'm not that you're not getting good medical care. He's getting the best care he can get. So he'll be.
Well, I don't know. His doctor wasn't very smart. You got bruised ribs. You got a leg that's probably half broken, but you can go out there and play.
Well, we'll see. All right. Football playoffs start next weekend. I hope whatever team you happen to root for, folks, I hope your team wins. Unless they're playing the Cleveland Browns.
You see, you have a Cleveland team in it at least. The Bears or the Colts out. I got my Bucks, and they'll be out soon. At least they'll survive over the weekend.
Right. They got the Monday night game, right? They'll survive the weekend. Monday, we're not so sure, but they survive the weekend. That's a good way to think about it. All right.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. All right. What else is happening out there in the world?
Well, it's time for us to take a break here soon.
Pretty soon.
So I'm going to do my tease right now.
Okay.
When we come back, I saw a movie.
You saw, so lots of people see movies. You mean you actually went to a theater?
No, it was on,
So you didn't go to a movie. You saw it at home.
It was on Max.
Okay.
So I saw a movie on Max. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You got to wait till after the break.
Okay. All right. You were one of 100 million people who saw a movie this weekend. Great. Or whatever. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, the mystery gets only, I know it's not much of a mystery what BJ Odom went to see, but I mean, it's a mystery what he saw, but I don't know what I'm saying. I'm confused. Everybody go get yourself some more coffee. Maybe that'll help me wake up here, and we will be right back.
The new year is here, and Service Titan wants to help plumbing, HVAC, and electrical business owners get off to a fast start. Right now, get 2 free months of Service Titan, the leading all-in-one software for the trades, plus a $1,000 gift card. Partners typically see a 17% revenue increase in the first 2 years and a 9% increase in average ticket size. Business owners, sign up by January 31st and get 2 free months, plus a $1,000 gift card. Start growing with ServiceTitan.com. ServiceTitan.com.
Welcome back. I'm Bill Stevens. That's BJ Odom. This is BJ and Bill, the podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, we would love to hear from you. As BJ mentioned earlier, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, wherever, please feel free to drop on by, leave us that 5-star review. It really helps, and we really appreciate it. And also, you can see us and visit on Facebook. Just do a search for BJ and Bill Podcast. And as I always say, you have to spell out the and, BJ-A-N-D, BJ and Bill Podcast on Facebook. And the email address is the same, BJ and Bill Podcast @gmail. There you go. So the world is waiting. Well, not really. We don't. But BJ Odom didn't go to see a movie, saw a movie, and apparently it made an impression on him. So let's hear about it, shall we now, people?
I don't know if it made an impression on me or
great.
not, but I saw a movie, and
Wonderful.
I thought it would be humorous when I give you the title.
Try me.
I saw the Barbie movie.
Okay. Okay. Give us your impressions, because I do have some questions. I haven't seen it, and I've got some questions, but go ahead. Tell me about Barbie.
It was a little bit of a female enrichment movie, but, a lot of people said it was like a male bashing. I didn't feel the males were getting bashed.
Okay.
I mean, they could have been a lot worse. Let's just say that.
Okay. That was going to be my question, because I had heard that from some people that it's like, oh my God, it's little girls are going to go to see this and it's going to be terrible. Not so much, you're saying. Not so much.
No, and then,
I thought Ken was the bad guy, or kind of had a bad turn or something.
Well, it started out, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but it starts out where, the Barbie world is perfect.
Of course.
And then the little girl that's playing with one of the Barbies, because there's many Barbies that live in Barbie world.
Okay.
You got your beach Barbie, you got your Malibu Barbie, you got your lawyer Barbie, your doctor Barbie. You got all the Barbies that do all the great things in the world.
Okay.
Well, all of a sudden, one of the Barbies is having problems.
Uh-oh.
She's not looking as good as she used to look.
Okay.
Her clothes are a little tattered and just not the same.
Uh-huh.
And she's finding out that the little girl who owns her is really like depressed and like making Barbie basically wither away.
Oh dear.
So Barbie decides, I'm going to go to the real world.
Oh.
Well, so she
and this
leaves.
This would be Margot Robbie. This is the Barbie character.
Yeah, the Barbie character. So she leaves. She leaves the Barbie world, and one of the kin follows her.
Okay.
So they see how the world operates, where, the man is superior, the man, goes to work, kind of, basically, the old, I would say the old school scenarios, which life has changed.
Yes.
So when they go back, Ken tells all the other Kens, where I was, it was like we were like the kings, we were
large and in charge.
So then all of a sudden the Barbie world totally goes wacky, because all the Kens started telling Barbies to go to the refrigerator and get them beers and things like that. And then the Barbies go, what's going on? So then they decide, we'll let them be the kings.
Oh.
And then they go, let's just, we can be that way too. And then they started looking at the other Kens.
Oh,
and they was, gushing over the other Kens. And then the Kens they had were like, oh my God, my Barbie's messing with the other kid. And so they all got jealous. And then the Barbies, of course, America Ferrera gave her little speech which was supposedly be the big, turning point. She gave her speech to all the Barbies, and all the Barbies came together. And before the whole thing was over, the Barbie world was back on track. And the male, who was a CEO of Mattel and Barbies, got canned at the end, and they brought a woman on board as the CEO.
Okay.
To change everything back to the way
it was. All right. So it was okay.
It was cute.
It was cute.
There was a little male bashing, but not anywhere near what I thought.
Okay.
It was more of like a woman, enrichment,
right. Okay. All right.
Lady power, girl power.
Girl power. All right, fine.
Oh, was I offended? No, I thought it was a cute movie.
All right. Cute. And sometimes that's enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say sometimes. That is enough. I'm not going to the movies to be, for for psychotherapy or whatever. I just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Yeah. Did you ever see, because I didn't watch a second of it, but I did hear that Oppenheimer won tons of the Golden Globe Awards. So did you ever see that one?
No, I didn't see it. And I watched some of the Golden Globe Awards.
Right.
But, the Golden Globe Award also gives away for television series,
right,
comedy series,
right,
drama series. If you live out in the country and you don't have cable,
right,
and you only get like ABC, CBS, NBC, and maybe Fox,
right,
you're like going, what show's that?
Right.
What show's that?
Because everything that won was on cable.
Yeah, it was all like, on, a lot of it was on, movie channels like Hulu and,
right,
all that stuff.
That's interesting. So what does that tell us? Does that say that TV networks, the ABC, the CBS, the MA, that they're not making good stuff, or is the other? I mean, I don't really get it. I mean, I've seen that, and I've heard people talk about that if you want to watch really good television, you have to have cable. You're watching Yellowstone or Succession or something like that.
Oh, Succession is big winners.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And so was a movie that I'd never heard before, and I guess because I looked it up, sounds like a chef that goes to work in his own restaurant or something. But The Bear. I
have heard of that, but I've never seen it. So
neither have I.
I don't know.
It's on Hulu. I have Hulu, so last night I checked that to put it in my watch box. Yeah, I'll see if it's as good.
See if it's as good as advertised. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes, I have. I've got everything.
You have everything. All right. So my question to you is, because I've heard there's quite the brouhaha, good word, over this, that Amazon's going to start putting commercials on some of their stuff. Will you keep, and a lot of people, they're just dumping Amazon Prime. Will you keep it if they have commercials?
I've got everything else pretty much that has commercials.
Okay.
The only thing that I have commercial free is my Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of nice because you can watch ABC shows
Right.
as long as you watch it back, like, the next day.
Right.
Watch all the ABC stuff you want with no commercials in it. I can watch all the Disney
Right.
movies and stuff, no commercials.
I can't tell you the last time I watched a real live broadcast network, ABC, NBC, Fox, whatever. I can't tell you the last time I sat down and said, okay, I'm going to watch this TV show, this regular, because if it's not like sports or a movie or something like that, I'm just not watching it that much anymore. And I have Amazon Prime, and I'm thinking, if they go to commercials, do I keep it? Do I not? Do I whatever? Because it's like, I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of rethinking some of that stuff in my old age.
I will say this with the companies that do have apps and plays commercials.
Right.
It's not as many as you're going to see in a television show.
Right. Right.
So if you're watching an hour show and you watch it with commercials,
right.
chances are you're still going to take probably 10 minutes off of it.
Oh, on a regular TV network?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And that's even with their commercials, because they usually only play, sometimes they'll play 2 minutes of commercials.
Right.
But normally it's just like, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, sometimes even only 30 seconds. And some commercial breaks they'll go through because they haven't maybe sold it. I don't know.
And if Amazon were to do it like all at the beginning of the show or something like that, all right, you're going to watch, there's going to be 3 minutes of commercials. You can't fast forward through them, but in 3 minutes, the show starts and then it goes for the hour straight. All right, I'll make that trade because I can get up and go make a sandwich or, whatever. Go to the bathroom.
Now, see, that's another good thing with my Hulu that I have. I have Hulu Live.
Right.
And like, if I record stuff, not every network will do that. I think CBS is the one that won't allow you. They make you watch the commercials.
Right. Can't fast forward through them.
But you can fast forward through a lot of things.
Right.
With Hulu, if you watch it on the app when you have commercial free, because it gives you the fast forward feature.
Right.
But some of them, it won't let you do it, but some will. So it's kind of like weird. You never know which ones are and which ones aren't, because it's even some network shows let you, and it can be the same network. Some shows let you fast forward through it. Some of them don't, but the ones that do, okay, back again. And it even has a little mark on Hulu. So, so that you went, okay, right there, I go to that mark, boom.
Yeah, I've seen that. And I have YouTube TV, which has the DVR built into it, and I don't use it. Maybe I should start. I don't know. But yeah.
I don't use the DVR much with Hulu because I do have that. I would soon just watch it back, because if I use the DVR, then I got to fast forward. If I don't use the DVR, I use the other. There's less commercials, and some of them will let me fast forward through. Some will not.
And again, if you're watching it, like you said, if you're watching it on Hulu, you're streaming it regardless anyway. You can probably fast forward it anyway. So there you go. All right. That's my mind is starting to get confused about this, but it does bring us nicely to a part where I wanted to talk about. And that is, and we mentioned earlier that, we're both getting old and, end of the month, my birthday and all of that stuff. Cause I think I have officially gotten to old age. I think so. And here's why. I can't understand the damn TV commercials. They're playing music that I've never heard. They're playing it way too loud, and they're playing it over and over and over. And I had that moment of realization during the football yesterday. Oh my God, I'm old. I have gotten to the, hey, you kids, get off my lawn stage with TV commercials.
I learned I was old because I was in bands.
Right.
I've always been into music. I first started in radio and top 40 before I, switched over like in country better.
Yeah.
And I always said, no matter what, and no matter how old I get, I am still going to be hip and I'm going to know what's going on with music.
Uh-huh. How's that working out for you, Grandpa?
I'll watch an award show and see these people on the award shows, and I go, who the hell is that? And who calls that music?
Yes. Yes and yes. So here we are, two old fat white guys bitching about the kids, and you have become your father or grandfather. Congratulations. You have arrived. Me
Now,
too.
I will admit this, though. When I hear this stuff coming out of the speakers,
Yes.
that I have no idea who it is or even what it is sometimes nowadays, I will not still say, well, if it's hip and if it's what the young kids are listening to,
Right.
I'm not going to like say no, because I know when my parents were watching stuff when I was a kid and they were going, oh my God, what is this stuff they call music?
Oh, yeah. I recognize that.
At least I'm still hip enough to realize it's hip, even though I have no idea what the hell it is.
Right. And I agree with you. I know that it's not my style, but it might be your style. So you go with it. But if I have to listen to that Mexican fast food chain TV commercial one more time with a song I don't recognize being screamed at me, I reach for the mute button. I do on the TV, on the commercials, mute. I just hit the mute button. I'll either look at my phone or get up and go to the bathroom or make a drink or, get something out of the fridge or whatever. And then we're back. Okay. Sound back on. Cause I just can't do it anymore. It's just, please, I'm begging you, get a different song.
Well, like I say,
whatever you want. I don't care.
I try to understand it. My wife says, well, how can they put this stuff on TV? Look, oh my God. Well, we shouldn't have to see this. I go, it's cool. It's hip. It is what it is. Our parents said the same thing when our music was being played. They go, oh my gosh, these people shouldn't even be like, think of Alice Cooper.
Yep.
Our parents went, oh my God, he's wearing makeup. Oh, this guy shouldn't even be allowed on television.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the same thing. Well, I liked Alice Cooper growing up. And my parents thought that was trash. So I have at least enough respect saying, okay, this is what's, I'm an old fart, but this is what's hip today. So I'll watch it because I kind of want to know what's going on in the world.
Well, when you say you kind of want to know what's going on, you mean in the music world? You want to know? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Like, I like to know a little Bad Bunny every now and again.
I guess if it's, I don't know about that. I'll get back to you with that one because I don't know. Sometimes I will listen to something and go, I'll do my dad's imitation. Go, that's just noise. That's just garbage. That's, whatever. So I get it. But I understand, like you, and I think that's because we were both. We weren't in the music business, but we kind of were in the music.
Well,
business.
I was, because I was in bands for a long time.
That's right. I get that. But even in the radio thing, you recognize that trends come and go. Something's popular one year and it's, replaced by something the next, blah, blah, blah. I get it. All right. So I try and think that I'm open-minded enough to say, all right, it's not my style. I get it. But apparently they're selling 1 million records. So good for them. So, okay, fine. But I still go, not for me. Thanks.
Well, that's like face tattoos.
That's the dumbest thing ever. That's the dumbest.
Now, see, that's what I say too. And my wife, like, oh my God, I can't even look at them. But she still likes Jelly Roll.
What's a Jelly Roll? I love Jelly Rolls. Are you talking about donuts?
You don't know what? Oh my gosh. Jelly Roll is like one of the most popular country singers out there right now.
Oh.
He won the, listen to this. He's almost 40 years old.
40
I
years
think
old.
it might even be, I don't know. But he won the the newcomer award
Oh,
because he is new to country music.
oh,
And I mean, he's phenomenal and he is inspirational. And everybody in country music loves him because he's so inspirational. But when you look at him, you go, oh my God, what prison did he just break out of?
he have face tattoos.
Face tattoos and big and chunky and
Oh.
teeth that look like he was a meth head. But I think if I can get the story right, though, he was into drugs. He was
Right,
on the wrong path.
right.
And then he
Correct.
found the right path. And he's now like a country superstar.
Okay. Redemption is available for anybody. I get it. Jelly roll, you say?
You need to look up Jelly Roll. Although he's the one that I only talk to God when I need a favor, which is a big country song. You don't know that much about country. So
I don't.
me
I
talking
don't.
country to you is like almost saying I could be hip with the latest music that's out there
Right,
as far as the current, hip hop.
right.
You'd still kind of be going, what the hell is he talking about?
What the hell is he talking? It's that would be correct. That would totally be correct because I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm just saying I hear it and I'm like, oh, that's a good song. I have no idea who's doing it or what band or whatever. So, okay, fine, whatever. But most music is like that nowadays.
And that's what a lot of, it's kind of, just kind of staying with music.
Right.
Like when the, CMAs come out or any of the country shows, because country music has changed
Yes.
immensely
Yes.
over the last few years. And, I watch people on Facebook that I know have been country, fans forever. Oh my God, I can't listen to this trash anymore. Oh, it's not even country music.
Right.
And I want to say, unfortunately, it is country music today because that's where country music has went.
Right.
And basically it's called progress. I mean, I don't know if you call it progress, but it's how the world moves. Like in the 90s,
Right.
if you were a country music lover in the 60s and early 70s and you started hearing the 90s country, you'd be going, oh my God, Garth Brooks, he's not country.
Right.
So
and if it wasn't for Garth Brooks, I wouldn't like country music at all. So I'm that guy. That it's like, what are you talking about? Hank Williams, George Jones. What are you talking about? I have no idea. And those guys were legends, and then Garth Brooks came along, made it a little more accessible to somebody like me. And there you go. I'm in.
My wife, is a Jersey girl.
Right.
Growing up in Jersey.
Right.
When she first met me and I got my first job while we were married in a country station, she said, I'll never be listening to you on the radio. And now she has come to love country music.
But she still won't listen to you on the radio.
But she still listens. Well, I'm not on the radio. But no, but she still doesn't like, the old, what a lot of people call the old twang.
Right.
Like the Hank Seniors.
Right.
And the George Jones, that real kind of twang. I can listen to that and be just as happy with Pigs in a Blanket.
Right.
And I can listen to the newer music and be, I like it. It's good.
Well, sure.
Sure. I mean, I have grown with country. And so I've, there's times I say, yeah, that's not country music, but I'm still not saying that's bad because I've kind of evolved, maybe because I've been around it my entire life.
Right.
I've evolved with the format and I understand it a little more.
There you go. And that's probably that's the most important thing right there. If you loved it here, you follow it and you see the progression as it goes. And so hopefully, well, unless they make some crazy change somewhere, you loved it at the beginning and now you just keep loving it and on you go and you grow with it. So yeah, that's a lot of things are like that in life. I get it. I remember one of our former bosses, the one we loved, Mr. Jim Radford, was shout out to Radford. he was the one that introduced me to the idea that it's like, it doesn't matter how old you are now. The music that you loved when you were like, 18 to 25 or whatever, that magical growing up thing was, that's the music that you took with you throughout your life. So the guys like us who are now in our late 60s, we're still loving music that we heard back there when we were 18, 19, 20 years old. And that's true. I do find that, and I've used that story 100 times with people that go, what's up with music now? Well, this isn't your music. This isn't what you came up with.
Well, music triggers memories.
Absolutely.
So if you had good memories of growing up, in the 60s and 70s or the 80s, and you hear one of those songs, oh gosh, I remember I was out on a date, or oh gosh, I remember we were going to a concert, or oh my gosh, I remember, out on the back roads, on the old dirt roads, listening to that song.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And good memories, bad memories. I mean, it's just memories, period. Because that would be an interesting scientific study. I'm sure somebody's worked on it somewhere and I just haven't read it. But what is it about music? It sticks in your brain. It's like stories are one thing, just words. You might have read a book. Well, I don't know what that is. But anyway, if there's a scientist out there that can explain it, come on the show with us.
But a lot of songs, and the better the song is, the more you feel it.
Yes.
It does tell a story.
Yes.
And if the person who's singing it tells the story in a way that you really feel the story, then you connect to it. And that's what makes music different than even, playwrights or movies.
Right.
Music can, you can grab a song that you can relate to, and somebody can sing it with heart and tell the story perfectly, and you feel your life is somewhere intertwined with that song.
Right.
Oh man, that's what hit music is all about.
And it happens every time. I mean, it doesn't matter if you haven't heard this song in 10 years, you hear it now and you go, and you're like that. You are right back to that memory, right back to that place and time where it's like, yes, like you said, I remember, I have a memory of this. I did, whatever. And it's locked in there. It's like hard coded into your brain. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how that works in a human brain, but it sure does work. It sure works great.
Well, in the 80s, I would say I was probably the most I'd ever been in my life as a club DJ, working, the clubs. And so every once in a while I'll hear an 80s tune and I'll go, I remember playing that in the Crown Lounge and the wet t-shirt contest. Oh yeah, that takes me back.
A wet t-shirt contest.
Oh, could I tell stories about the wet t-shirt contest? We used to have every Thursday night at the Crown Lounge.
Oh boy, I
Back
remember.
in those days, a lot of people called it the Scrounge Lounge.
I remember it well.
And if you weren't at the Scrounge Lounge, you were at ABC Liquors in North Fort Myers with the bar that went around in a circle. And when you were drunk, you didn't want to try to get off that because you would fall right on your ass.
Yes to all that. I remember it all badly. Thank you. But yes, see, there you go. You have memories of certain times and places and all that, and the music actually, it locks that in your brain. So unbelievable, unreal, but so cool. So love that. So what are kids doing with it now? So see, us old people, this old person, I can't speak for all of my brothers and sisters. This old guy is like, I hear the music now and I'm like, I can't see how that would connect to something, but that's because it's not my music. I don't have any connection to it, any feeling for it, any whatever. And I guess if you're in that age group now, it might still be important to you.
Yeah, but now if you're our age and you're into that music and you understand it and you're in a club, somebody's going to look over and go, look at that dirty old man over there. Look at them young chicks out on the dance floor. How the hell did he get in here?
Exactly. Oh man.
Oh, because I remember in the 80s when I was a young whippersnapper and I was
Sure.
young and hip, and I'd see some guy, over there about, 50, 60 years old. You'd be going, what the? And the girl would, see that old man over there?
Yeah.
He's hitting on me. Somebody go get him out of here. You go, I'll go get him out of here. You stay with me. I won't let him get over here with you. Yeah, I'll take care of you. Nowadays, we would be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah, and here you are. You're that guy.
No, I'm not that guy.
No, I get it. I hear you.
Because I'm
But
not in the
yes.
clubs and I'm not trying to pick up little 20-year-olds.
No, thank God. No, thank God. So, yeah.
I'm
Good
so
for you.
old, I don't even try to pick up 40-year-olds anymore.
Yeah. I get it. I hear you. Good for you. You're not picking up anybody, married man. There, you're not. Yeah, don't make me rat you out to your spouse. There, come on. All right, good.
I don't even think I could pick anyone. I don't even think I could pick a woman up nowadays in an old folks home, unless
No.
maybe she has like dementia or something. I go, yeah, I'm your old husband. Oh yes, you are. Come on, honey.
That actually, just to put a bow on that, have you seen that? It's a Chevrolet pickup truck commercial. Have you seen that with the mom or the grandma who's in the old folks home, who's got it's like it's a movie. It's in 60 seconds. It's a full movie where the daughter gets the old like 1970s Chevy pickup truck, dolls it up, paints it up, whatever, and goes and picks up her mom from the old folks home, and it brings back the memories for her. And they're driving around this little small town, and mom is remembering places and remembering, her husband or whatever. It's like in 60 seconds, if you don't have tears coming out of your eyes, you're just not paying attention. It's beautiful. And I don't know.
Seen that one yet.
I mean, you could probably find it on YouTube or something like that. So
I guess now my son would have to get me in the car.
Right.
And like go to Payless Shoes in Fort Myers. And I go, wait, isn't this where the old Crown Lounge used to be?
Which one? Which
There was only one Crown. Yeah, well, it was kind of, I don't know. Yeah, where was it? Now I don't even remember where it was.
Well, it was just north.
It was closer. It was closer to the Edison Mall.
Yes. Yeah, it was. Well, that's what I meant. I mean, yeah.
And I think there's a Payless Shoes there. I really do.
It was across the street. It was across 41 from the Edison Mall. There was the bowling alley back there. And
no, I think it was a little farther up.
Okay. Yeah.
It was up, and I don't even remember for sure where that was. It was by the old Lum's restaurant, the old hot dogs.
Yes.
Steamed and beer. That's no longer in Fort Myers. I don't know if they're even still in business, but no longer in Fort Myers.
I don't remember that. I mean, I haven't seen anything like that forever. I still see an occasional clock restaurant around, and I think they're still in business somewhere. But yeah, I mean, well, you've been back to Fort Myers more than I can't tell you the last time I was in Fort Myers. So, to see what's left that still we would remember, that we would, I don't know. Is Edison Mall still there?
Yeah, the mall's still there, but I swear to God, like I can be in Fort Myers now, like for the weekend or for a few days, and jump in the truck with my son, and we'll head out somewhere, and I'll be looking around and going, none of this stuff was here the last time I remember.
None of it. None of it changes so fast.
It's a whole. I still want to go to Sanibel though, and see how that has made out since the hurricane. Yes. I know Fort Myers Beach is still pretty much a ghost town, but the new Margaritaville is now open.
Yes, I have seen posts from our friends who have visited there. Yes. And Sanibel, I have, of course, shout out to our old. Did you know Pauline Tuttle? Did you know? Yeah.
Wasn't close, but I knew her.
I was very close. I worked with her at what then was WRCC before BJ and Bill time. She was our midday. I was the morning news guy with Paul, and she was the midday. And so I was very close to both of them, to the Tuttles. And of course, her husband, Bob, has the gift shop that has been there forever at the south end, down by the lighthouse. And they have posted pictures of, rebuilding the gift shop, rebuilding it, the house, the whole thing. Cause I'm not going to say their house was wrecked, but it was pretty damn close. So yeah, they've posted pictures from their pool, and I'm like, I've been in that pool. I know that pool. I've been in that pool. So yeah, it's good for them. Yeah, but I would love to see that too. I'd be very curious to see what that the whole thing. I mean, I haven't been there. I haven't been back to Fort Myers proper in years.
Well, I know driving down Fort Myers Beach, there on what is that main road on
Estero Boulevard.
Estero Boulevard. You drive down that, you don't recognize it. I mean, half the things, not half, probably 3/4 of the things that were there are gone.
Wiped off the map. Yep.
I mean, hardly nothing is left. I would like to, and I've drove down, Estero Boulevard a few times now, and it just is totally different. Like I said, you used to be able to drive down that road and you would see maybe a little itty bitty, part of the Gulf of Mexico, then a bunch of buildings and a itty bitty sliver of the Gulf of Mexico, then more buildings. Now you see like a lot of the Gulf Coast, and then you just have a little sliver where you don't see it.
Right. What a couple of leftover buildings that were not wiped out. So yeah, I get it.
But you give it another 5 years and it'll be you won't be able to see, and they're going to be tall buildings now too. I wouldn't know.
For better or for worse, they will have to rebuild it to hurricane code, which it was not before because it was so old and so, hodgepodge. And so now, unfortunately, it will probably lose a lot of its quaint charm and all that, unfortunately.
And just like music over the years, everything evolves.
Yes.
So it will be evolving.
Look at that, how we came back to that. Look at that callback. Everything evolves, even these two old men. So there you go. Good job.
We've evolved and turned into pieces of coal.
I prefer to think diamond. Coal under pressure is a diamond. Coal under pressure.
I got a long pressure to go before I become a diamond. That's for damn sure.
All right, old man.
I'm still coal, baby.
I hear you. All right, that's going to do it. SE, look at that. Well, you can't see him on video here, but BJ Odom taking a slurp out of his Buc-ee's cup. There you go.
Yeah, this is a Yukon cup. It's not a pink cup, by the way.
Right, it's not a pink Stanley cup. I didn't know that was a thing until I saw a video on YouTube of people swarming into a Target to buy that. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, neither did I. Again, the old guys are left out in the cold. Who would have known?
Left out in the cold. So there you go. All right. Well, whatever you're drinking out of or whoever you are drinking with, make it a good week. And we will talk to you. Now, tonight, last thing. Do you care about the college football championship? Because it's coming tonight. Now, unfortunately, as we record this on a Monday morning, by the time you hear this, it will already be decided. So you can make a prediction if you'd like. Do you care?
I'm going to say Michigan. Here's going to be my comment on that. I say it's going to be Michigan. Okay. And I still believe it's tainted.
Oh, really? All right. Well, maybe that's a big discussion for next time then. Tainted because Florida State got left out?
No, because of a little bit of, but we could do a whole,
do a whole hour on that, and it's no time to get started. So
I don't like the portal. I don't like all the ways they
shuffle people around. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like any of it. That's why I'm going to watch the pros anymore.
Okay. I got you. All right. Well, I'm going to take Michigan too. We will see what happens. We will report back to you next week. In the meantime, everybody have a great week. Stay safe out there. Stay warm out there. We'll see you in a week. Until then, it's just up to BJ Odom to say,
see ya.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. so you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.